Since the US election, it's felt as if the UraniumOne scandal and its connection to Hillary Clinton was dead. Save for Fox News host Sean Hannity, every media member seemed to think the revelations of an apparent pay-to-play scheme, first revealed in Peter Schweizer's book, Clinton Cash, was long since forgotten. But then, explosive new reporting from The Hill's John Solomon and Circa News' Sarah Carter thrust this scandal right back into the limelight. Our own John Cardillo put out a video last week hammering teams Clinton and Obama for their role in this travesty. And conservative media throughout the United States have been all over it ever since. But if you've followed this story at all, you'll know that there is also a Canadian connection, and he goes by the name of Frank Giustra. Now, while the billionaire philanthropist from Vancouver maintains he's never done anything wrong with regard to his charitable donations or otherwise, a very odd timeline and series of facts, including his close relationship with Bill and Hillary Clinton, has raised many eyebrows. While Giustra was by rights very successful in both the investment and entertainment industries, he ultimately became head of an energy company called Eurasia Energy. Now, Giustra's relationship with Bill Clinton encompassed Eurasia business dealings and charitable donations to the Clinton Foundation. Let's begin. The New York Times reports that in 2005, Giustra took his private jet and traveled to Almaty, Kazakhstan, in hot pursuit of uranium assets in the former Soviet Republic. And while Giustra did have some experience in the Canadian mining industry, he was a total rookie when it came to business deals in that region of the world. But Giustra, well, he was armed with a secret weapon on that private jet when it landed in Almaty that day, because off stepped former President Bill Clinton alongside Giustra. Giustra and Clinton then met with Kazakh leader Nursultan Nazarbayev, the country's only leader since 1989, and a de facto dictator who has quashed any political opposition and consolidated power. According to the New York Times, quote, Mr. Nazarbayev walked away from the table with a propaganda coup after Mr. Clinton expressed enthusiastic support for the Kazakh leader's bid to head an international organization that monitors elections and supports democracy. Mr. Clinton's public declaration undercut both American foreign policy and sharp criticism of Kazakhstan's poor human rights record, unquote. So a former US president endorses a dictator and gets his buddy's uranium deal done in the process. Well, Bill Clinton and Frank Giustra's relationship continued on, and soon millions and millions in donations were beginning to flow from Giustra to the Clinton Foundation. By 2007, Giustra and Clinton had forged an official partnership called Clinton-Giustra Enterprise Partnership. Both Giustra and Mexican billionaire Carlos Slim pledged over $100 million each to this effort. So that gives you a bit of background on Giustra and the Clintons, and here is where UraniumOne comes in. According to the same in-depth reporting by the New York Times, in 2007, Eurasia Energy merged with a South African firm called UraniumOne. Quoting the Times article, the new company, which kept the UraniumOne name, was controlled by Eurasia investors, including Ian Telfer, a Canadian who became chairman. Through a spokeswoman, Mr. Giustra, whose personal stake in the deal was estimated at about $45 million, said he sold his stake in 2007, unquote. Well, UraniumOne began gobbling up companies with energy assets, uranium included, all over the United States. And ultimately, the UraniumOne company ended up with controlling shares of about 20% of the US's uranium. Skip ahead to 2009 when a Russian government-controlled energy company, Rosatom, sought to buy a controlling stake in UraniumOne. The deal, however, needed the approval of the US government for obvious reasons. Well, guess what? The Obama administration and the Hillary Clinton State Department approved the sale to Rosatom. But what's even worse, they approved it while there was an ongoing FBI investigation that turned up evidence that Russian atomic energy officials were bribing and extorting their way to secure US uranium assets. Oh, and get this, the Rosatom arm that acquired UraniumOne is ominously named ARMS. You just can't make this stuff up. Now, Giustra, as I said, maintains that he sold his interest in UraniumOne before the sale to Rosatom and before Hillary Clinton would become Secretary of State. But one of Giustra's longtime investment partners, Ian Telfer, was still the chairman of UraniumOne at the time of the deal, and he had donated $2 million to the Clinton Foundation in 2008. Now, if you remember, this was all around the time when it looked like Hillary Clinton could become the next president. And this might just be the tip of the iceberg, given there are other reports that say that many more of the millions of the $145 million that was reported to be received by the Clinton Foundation may have come from Russian sources. Did Canadian players like Giustra, Telfer, seek to gain influence with the Clinton camp in exchange for millions in donations to the Clinton Foundation? Well, with the news that the congressional and Senate committees are re-examining this deal, we can only hope that the truth about these Canadians will be uncovered. For the Rebel.media, I'm Christopher Wilson. Thanks for watching. If you like what we do here at The Rebel, you're going to love what we do under our premium content. Head over to the rebel.media/shows and check out all the new shows we've got this fall.